Desktop Central Masterclass of 2020. So I welcome you all to this particular session. I'm sure Andres would have provided a few insights on what this particular session is going to be. So let me once again introduce myself. My name is Nisha Balaji. I'm a product specialist from Manage Engine. In case you have any questions regarding this session, you can always reach out to me via email to my mail ID, which is nisha.b@manageengine.com. So let me give you a quick overview of all the agenda that I've planned for today's session. First and foremost, we will understand what exactly is UEM right now. And we'll also understand the challenges that every organization's IT administrators face with respect to managing your endpoints. Then we will discuss in detail about the distinct capabilities of Desktop Central, especially with the UEM edition. Then we will see how you can perform a lot of security tasks with the additional security add-ons that are offered from our end, where you can perform both management and security together from one single product. Finally, we'll also give you a few details about the newly launched Desktop Central Cloud model, post which we'll be opening up the floor for a brief Q&A session during the course of this particular masterclass. In case you have any questions, you can always post them in the questions section or in the chat box. So, before we proceed into today's session, let me ask you all a quick question from the poll. How many tools do you use to manage your endpoints? You will have a poll initiated on your screen. I'll wait for a couple of seconds for you to post your responses. What if I were to tell you that on an average, IT administrators use 8 different tools to manage all their endpoints? So you will have to go back to these different tools to perform your regular troubleshooting tasks, your security tasks, or your usual management tasks like your software updates with 8 different tools. And the current endpoint management scenario in the world has posed even more challenges to all organizations. Now, with the COVID pandemic being in place, almost 90% of the organizations across the globe have shifted to the work from home scenario. So, when you are at work from home and a few offices who have migrated back to office, you will have certain challenges with respect to management and reconfiguring your security configurations. You also have other challenges, cyber threats like fileless malware, cryptojacking, and malware as a service. So, for IT administrators, the real challenge is to get a proper visibility into the complete endpoints that all the employees use with the applications that are present in your network. So here is what UEM plays a major role. Endpoint management started off with client management tools. Then, with the inclusion of newer devices, you had enterprise mobility management or UEMM. And with the inclusion of mobile devices and tablets and smartphones into your network, we have another solution which is called mobile device management. For remote troubleshooting and for deploying new operating system like say Windows 10, you have few other tools. So even in this particular list, you can see that we have 5 different tools. Combining all these capabilities, we are now moving towards UEM, which is Unified Endpoint Management. So let me give you a quick visibility of what exactly is Desktop Central as a unified endpoint management solution. Desktop Central is a holistic 360-degree view of endpoint management and security. Right from deploying your operating system, say performing an upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10, you can perform your regular updation tasks like patch management, software deployment, getting complete IT asset inventory with customized tasks for mobile device management like content management and app management, along with modern management capabilities like geo tracking, corporate or complete wipe, and putting the device in kiosk mode. Best part is all these capabilities from one single dashboard. Since most of you are already customers of Desktop Central, you will wonder what is new. Well, the advantage of having a UEM edition is that you have 3 new capabilities, everything comprised in one console, like your mobile device management, modern management, and OS imaging and deployment. So, how will these capabilities help you out in your IT network? For that, the very first scenario that we take is onboarding of new devices. With the current work from home environment or scenario being implemented, you have few users who are moving out of the organization and a few other employees or new devices which are entering your IT network. So when new devices enter your IT network, you need to take a few steps to ensure that this onboarding is hassle free. The very first step to onboarding a new device is automating your OS deployment process. Now, OS deployment process is very simple. How to automate an OS deployment process when a new user is joining the organization? Some of you might think that it is very tedious process. Let me tell you that it is just a 3-step process. Very first step is to create an OS image, and then you customize this image like how you want to for each endpoint, and then deploy this image to all your target computers. It is just 3 simple steps for you to perform a complete OS imaging process. Let me quickly take you to the product console and show how easily this can be done. So as you are all aware of, this is Desktop Central Console. Under OS deployment, the very first step is to create an image. To create an image, select any one of the computer that you have or add a new computer details. Provide the name of the computer, which image that you want, the IP address, all the credentials, and the partition that you want to image. So once you've provided all the details for imaging, you will have the image of that particular OS created. Second step is to customize this image, right? So to customize this image, you have an option where you can customize deployment, which means here you will create a deployment template. A deployment template, you can have a name provided and select an image that you want to associate it with. I have an image that I've previously created. Now choose the partitions that you want to deploy. Say this is partition. Select your disk space number, and also you can customize your post deployment settings. Say you want to shut down or restart your computer or migrate it with the entire user profile backed up. And also, in case you want to install basic business applications, you can choose to add business applications over here. So, your second step is done. Third and final step is to deploy this image. Click on deploy image, and here add a deployment task by selecting one of the templates that you have created. You will get the all deployment template details. Select your remote offices and choose your deployment mode. Either you initiate using a passcode or using the machine MAC address. Finally, select your deployment mode, whether you want to deploy it multiply, that is simultaneously to all your target computers, or one by one to each endpoint. Schedule your deployment as to when this OS imaging should go and click on Save. So, with this just 3 steps, you can initiate a complete OS imaging and deployment for your Windows devices. Now, the next step, first step we have completed, which is OS deployment. Next step is installing essential applications. When we deploy an OS image, as we saw, you can choose to automate installing applications directly. If not, you can move on to software deployment tab, select the packages that you have created, all the packages, simultaneously create a computer configuration. So here you will have all the package details. Customize it by providing your deployment policy, which means the deployment window as to when you want the deployment to happen. Choose your target computers and click on deploy. So two simple steps is done. The third and fourth step is ensuring that you have security configurations and compliance check in place. So, to provide a list of preset security configurations, you have another option in Desktop Central where you can go to Configurations tab and create collection, which is a group of configurations. You have 30 plus configurations available. Select your security configurations as required, customize it as to how you want it for your network, and click on finish. So you can deploy this particular configuration to all your new users. So in such a way, with just 4 simple steps, you can ensure that the onboarding of new devices is made hassle free. So here, let me ask you all one more quick question through the poll. Does your organization have a BYOD policy enabled? Post your responses in the poll. I will wait for a few seconds. Now, BYOD, or bring your own device. This concept is being implemented everywhere across the globe. As you can see, according to Ingram Micro, in 2020 alone, there are 10 billion personal mobile devices in use. With more and more people adapting to work from home scenarios, everyone is preferring to just have one device for performing both their personal tasks and also their corporate tasks. So, as IT administrators, you need to have capabilities to manage and secure both your BYOD devices using the mobile device management and modern management capabilities which are present in UEM solutions like Desktop Central. As you are aware of, I'm sure, And mobile device management capabilities in Desktop Central includes email management, content management, remote troubleshooting capabilities, geofencing, and also device onboarding. All of this once again in the same dashboard where you have all the your other regular desktop management capabilities. So let us take one scenario to explain how mobile device management works. Say we want to create profiles to manage mobile devices for different teams. How can this be done? Let me navigate to the product console and show you have mobile device management capabilities, which is made easy where you can just create profiles with all the security and management policies in place. So here you have profiles where you can create based on your operating system. Say I'm going to create a profile for Android devices. Now you will have number of options like applying passcodes or applying restrictions to your device functionalities like accessing your camera or microphone, security restrictions like restore factory settings or Google Play Protect. Along with this, you also have browser restrictions like avoiding pop ups or restricting any autofill of cookies. With these, you also have wallpaper settings, email settings, and configuring VPN access. So, when you want to add new devices or BYOD devices to your network, it is just sufficient that you customize such profiles and deploy it to all your mobile devices. So, here, let me ask one more quick question. What is the average cost of a data breach? Can you give an approximated guess? I will wait for your answers from the poll. I'm sure some of you might know the answer and some of you might be wondering on what exactly the numbers are. But trust me when I say that the average cost of a data breach is more than $6 billion. So, what do these say? That you need to implement proper security policies, such as your geofencing policy, to secure even your mobile devices and your personal devices, say your BYOD devices. When you implement a geofence policy, you can ensure that you create a global fence. Let me quickly show how this can be done in Desktop Central. Again, under mobile device management, you have an option to create geofences. So when you want to create a geofence policy, let us first create a geofence. Now say my location is Chennai in India. I am going to create a fence over here. I am creating a fence and providing a radius of say 100 kilometers. Now I've created. So I can associate this with devices. If they are not within this particular fence, I can choose to immediately notify me, like send an email, or I can choose to delete it completely, wipe all the corporate data. So if such a rule is implemented, even if your devices is jailbroken or lost, you can ensure that your corporate data is completely secure. Next are certain configurations or settings to enforce your security policies. So, primarily with the work from home and back to office scenarios in place, most IT admins are very, very careful with respect to the security issues of all the endpoints. So, when it comes to securing your mobile devices, particularly, it is the very first step is to automatically update the operating system and also blacklist applications which are malicious in your mobile devices. To perform these, you have options where you can automatically initiate updation of the operating system. So when you have an Android policy configured, you can select your preferred days and week for deployment of this update. Similarly, if any applications are malfunctioning, you can choose to go to the app repository and blacklist all the applications if they are found to be posing any security threats. Select applications and you can blacklist them. According to a report, 32% of businesses have reported having cybersecurity issues. As I said, security is one major concern that every IT administrator is having. So it is up to us to have one single tool which can function both proactively and reactively in performing your both regular management tasks and your security tasks, like keeping all the cyber security threats outside your network. All of these from a single tool. So this is what IT administrators are actually looking for now. So when you are looking for such a tool, you can always depend on Manage Engine's endpoint management security and tools, which has both the capabilities of management and unified protection. Now there are additional components too, which you can use to secure your desktop central server. As most of you are Desktop Central customers, you are quite aware that Desktop Central is a client server model, which means the primary server is the heart of the network. So, to secure the communication of the server at all times and to prevent any kind of vulnerability exploitation, we offer a security component called Secure Gateway Server. What is the advantage of a secure gateway server? Well, when you implement a secure gateway server in a DMZ or demilitarized zone, this creates a security layer between all your endpoints across the globe and your primary server, desktop central server. So, any device, be it your LAN agents, your WAN agents, your distribution server, or your roaming users, any device that wants to communicate with desktop central server will be secured and rerouted through the secure gateway server. So this will ensure that your secure gateway server is completely unaffected from any cyber threats. So here, let me again ask you all one more quick question through the poll section. What is the average number of unmanaged devices that you may have in your network? I'll give you a couple of seconds to answer this question. Now, this is again a rough estimate of what you might have in your network. What if I were to tell you that unmanaged systems in your network are due to the fact that there may be downtime in your network security? And by security, I mean the implementation of Desktop Center. Any network or any IT department for that matter will always have a backup server or failover server to your network so that it eliminates if at all any issue persists with your primary server. Similarly, With Desktop Central 2, we offer another additional component called failover server. Now, the function of failover server is quite simple. This is your primary server, which is Desktop Central server, which communicates with your usual endpoints. In case there is any issues and this primary server fails to respond for 2 to 5 minutes, immediately your secondary server or failover server comes into play and starts contacting all your agents, proceeding with the regular activities. So there is no glitch in your network and no downtime in your IT network. So this is one added advantage of having a failover server. Here, let me throw you one more quick fact. Even though we tried to take so many steps to ensure that there is proper security in the network, we cannot deny the fact that there were over 23,000 vulnerabilities that were disclosed in 2019. So, the best aspect for us is to be proactive, go ahead and see if we can detect any vulnerabilities in our network and ensure that all of these are removed instantly. How can this be done? You have a security add on which is vulnerability management. Let me take you all to the product console where you can see that under patch management tab, you have a separate option to detect the threats in your network. Let me move on to the product and see, you can see that the number of vulnerabilities in the network are provided, all the details. Say it says there are total of 150 vulnerabilities, security misconfigurations that are present. Now, when we have such vulnerabilities, you can go ahead and see the number of affected systems with the security misconfigurations. So, for us now, the answer is very, very simple. We can choose to select the computers and deploy the particular task that I've provided to remove any kind of vulnerabilities that are present in the network. So this is capable when you have a vulnerability management add-on to your Desktop Central. Is this just sufficient? Well, the answer is not exactly. We all know for a fact that all of us use browsers and that browsers are the entry point of cyber attacks. So, when we secure our usual endpoints like our servers, laptops, point of sale devices, and mobile devices, we need to take equal measures to secure browsers as well. Securing browsers is very, very simple. Here is a simple fact for all of you, which is quite alarming. In February 2020, over 500 Chrome extensions were found to steal users' private data. Similarly, over 80 Chrome extensions were found to be stealing users' credentials. So, to avoid these kind of incidents in your network, we can use browser security add ons to secure all the browsers in every device in your network. For this, you need to have the feature called Browser Security Management. Now, Browser Security Management is very simple. It allows you to create customized policies so that you can blacklist any kind of add ons or implement download restrictions in your end user's device. Let me quickly show how easily this can be done. So, here I have my browsers feature. Now, under browsers, once again, it is very, very simple, similar to your mobile devices. The only thing that we need to do is create policies. To create policies, you can manage your add-ons, like creating a policy to manage add-ons on all the browsers. You can allow your extensions or blacklist extensions or provide permissions to even run Flash. Similarly, you can provide download restrictions, enforce restrictions by blocking unwanted downloads. You have other capabilities and options like preventing any kind of threats or your data leakage, and even customizing your browsers. Now, say for example, when I try to print my page or save my browser history or clear my cache, all of this can be enabled or disabled from the IT administrator's control. So, with these simple steps, you can take major steps to avoid your cyber attacks from browsers. Here, let me ask you all a quick question through the poll. Now, we have seen about detecting vulnerabilities and about managing browsers. But do you think this is sufficient to completely secure your IT network? I will wait for all of you to post your responses. You can answer the question from the poll shown on your screen. Well, to complete your answer, this is not completely sufficient. The more and more security we provide to our network, we are safe from any kind of cyber attacks that are present or any new cyber threats that might develop in the future. So, one of them to protect our devices is called device control. Controlling our devices or managing our capabilities means that we can allow or restrict or even remove unwanted devices based on our organization's requirements. You can also choose to provide temporary access to restricted devices or also enable file shadowing and file tracing. Let me give you a quick glimpse of how device control can work in your environment. So, here you have capabilities called device control. As you can see, once again, the process is just to create policies. So when you create a device control policies, you can see that you have a number of devices listed, be it your Bluetooth devices, your printers, or your modems. So you can choose to allow or add it as trusted devices or block these devices. So when these devices are found in your endpoints, this security policy will be implemented in all the endpoints in your network. In case there are any blacklisted or blocked devices entering your particular endpoint, you can choose to receive notifications for that. Also, you can choose to add certain devices as trusted devices, which means in these devices, any particular device that is entered, such as a printer that is connected, you will not receive notifications. Similarly, when you can get a complete report of all these data and also grant access to exempt a few device as per your requirement. Again, from the reports, you can choose to file shadow and file trace the files that are present in your devices. So, with these simple steps, you can control the devices that are entering your workplace. Device control always follows with application control. We have seen how you can manage applications in mobile devices, but a permanent solution to manage applications is to create rules to blacklist, whitelist, or gray list applications. So, when you have a group of applications and define them, you can ensure that no malicious application can enter your network. So, no security issues can come from any applications in your network. Let us quickly see how application control functions. Once again, you will create application groups where you can create list of applications under the whitelisted category or add applications to the blacklisted category. So when and also add applications to gray list categories and deploy this particular policies with your custom groups. I'm sure all of you are familiar with this. Now, once you have done, you can manage the privileges to these applications under privilege management. So when you provide these data, you can see that your applications can be listed under these view. And also, you can ensure that you have a list of gray listed products. Get a holistic view of all the systems that are present. Now, here you have two types of view where you have restrict mode and audit mode, which means in the restrict mode, even the gray listed applications will not be implemented or you cannot access them. In audit mode, gray listed and white listed applications will have temporary privileges that your end users can access these applications. So, in such ways, you can ensure that all the devices and applications are secured in your endpoints. Finally, one more security add-on that we offer, which will come handy when you have Windows devices, is BitLocker management. You can scan your systems for BitLocker encryption status and ensure that you have different levels of BitLocker encryption available for both enabling TPM management and also for authentication for those devices without TPM. Let me quickly show how BitLocker encryption is available in Desktop Central. Once again, the step is to create policies where you can choose to encrypt either only the OS drive or encrypt only the space used or enable passphrase protection for machines without TPM. You also have settings to postpone whether to restart or to provide a recovery key after a rotation period. So once this is done, you can associate this with the group of computers, post which you will get the complete report of the BitLocker status, the encryption status for each and every computers and also for the TPM status. So as you can see, this can simplify the complete BitLocker encryption process of all your Windows devices. Now I'm sure that most of us have migrated to Windows 10 devices. So this again can simplify this process. We are seeing in detail about cyber threats, but the very first step to stay ahead of cyber threats or cyber attacks is to be in the know. Always, we need to know what exactly happens. Here, before I move on, let me ask you all one more question through the chat box. In the poll, you will find this question which asks you if you prefer to have both management and security under one single roof. I'll give you a few seconds to answer this question from the polls. We at Manage Engine Desktop Central understand the need of an IT administrator because always management and security are interlinked with one another. So instead of shifting to two to three tools, or in some cases, up to eight different tools for managing endpoints, we are introducing a endpoint security add on for Desktop Central. This will contain all the features that I've explained till now as one single add on. To know in detail about the endpoint security add on, you can visit the below mentioned URL. We will also post this URL in the chat section. So, this is what we've seen about unified endpoint management. Does this stop with just this? What is the future? We have evolved from client management tools, enterprise mobility management, and mobile device management. So now we are standing at unified endpoint management. What is the future with the new needs arising in the market? Well, the future of UEM is hosting the complete management solution in cloud. So here is where we are introducing you a complete SaaS solution, which is Desktop Central Cloud. You can access Desktop Central Cloud from the below mentioned URL. You have a free 30-day trial version where you can explore all the capabilities that are available in Desktop Central Cloud. So you all may ask, why is there a shift to a cloud solution? Well, it has certain advantages. When you host a complete endpoint management solution as a cloud based model, you need not spend a lot for your physical infrastructure, say a separate dedicated server, tools or components to secure your primary server. All of this is completely eliminated. And we also have data centers which are located in four major regions. In case you are already familiar with Desktop Central on premise, or you are trying out Desktop Central on premise, migrating your data from on premise to cloud will take just a few clicks. So, with this, you can entirely shift your endpoint management from an on premise to a complete cloud based solution. Let me conclude by saying this statement: endpoint management and security. I'm sure every ID administrator will agree with me in saying that this is an everyday battle. But the real question here is how we derive an action plan to maintain a safe and secure network. That's it. In case you would like to schedule a one on one session with our technical expert to know in detail about the security add ons that I have mentioned, or to explore more about Desktop Central Cloud, you can always post a yes on the chat section. We will be reaching out to you on your preferred date and time to schedule this technical session. Also, as a thank you for all our attendees of this session, we are providing a complimentary offer. Do check out our chat section for more details.